Hey everyone, it's Jeremy Hamilton with 5280 Angler coming to you from my new office. In our new home, I have a garage space, and that's where I have all my fly tying and fly fishing related stuff set up. So anyway, that's where I'm coming to you from today. Thought I'd do a new fishing report. Things have changed a little bit recently. Wasn't really doing reports more frequently because, well, frankly, there just weren't many changes going on. So we've been seeing a few changes now, and I thought I'd do a report for you. So we'll start out at the Dreamstream. Water is finally starting to cool off. It's still a bit warm, but it's definitely at a fishable temperature now. So feel free to go out there and fish. However, the fishing is still a little bit tough. I fished out there the other day and did not find fish everywhere. We are starting to see, some of the little fish all over the place, tiny little dinks, and that's usually indicative of not a whole lot of big fish in the river, except up high, closer to the dam. But you're going to see more crowding up there. So I don't know that I would. I'm not running any trips out there yet, kind of waiting for that fall season to really kick in, and we haven't quite seen that yet. If you do go out there, tricos in the morning are fairly thick, so you can do some dry fly fishing. Some hoppers are working. Also eggs. We're kind of in pre-spawn right now. So fish are starting to look at eggs. Worms, of course. It's one of the favorites. Dark worms or black Mayer's mini leech have been working really well. Typical little Baetis, pheasant tails, radiation Baetis. I can't think of it. Cravens, Juju Baetis, and the like. RS2s in black and gray have all been working. So if you do go out there, again, I kind of recommend avoiding it for now still. There's just not tons of fish, and where there are fish, it tends to get a little bit crowded. Otherwise, I would go to Deckers. As much as I don't want more people going there, it is fishing good. And I do want to be clear, when I give my reports for Deckers, I'm talking about from Trumbull downriver. We don't guide the upriver sections, so the fishing can be different up there. I know there are other reports out there that are saying things a little contrary to what my report says, but that's further upriver. And as you may or may not know, each river does fish differently in different sections. So my report is specific to the Trumbull area and downriver, and that's where we primarily fish. So what we've been seeing there, flows have been coming down, which is a good thing. They were high for quite a while, and the water was ice cold, which is great. That helped with our fishing throughout the summer. We've had great fishing all summer long. Now we're getting towards fall. The water's come down and is just under 200 CFS, which I think is perfect. We're seeing tricos. We're seeing fish feeding on those tricos on the surface. Whereas when the water was higher, we were seeing lots of tricos, but fish were kind of in areas fishing on them on the surface. It wasn't really widespread dry fly activity. So now we're starting to see quite a bit more surface activity. So you can go out and fish your favorite trico spinner. They're tiny, about 22s, even 24s would do well. So I'm fishing a Parachute Adams just so I can see the darn thing in about a 20, and then I'm trailing my trico spinner off of that, and we're definitely getting eats in that. That's starting in the late morning though. About 10:30, 11 o'clock is when we're starting to see those tricos, the spinners hitting the water. There's also blue-winged olives hatching. The pseudos, the little guys, are going right now. And in the blue-winged olive or a Visidun, Barr's Visidun in a size 20-22 has been working very well for those. I'm running 5X to those. I generally don't go smaller than that, just for the fish's safety. I think if you're running 6 and 7X, you might get a couple more fish eating it, but you have a better chance of losing that fish and breaking that hook off. Or if you don't do that, you're going to fight that fish to exhaustion. I think it's all around better for the fish just to fish a little bit heavier tippet. You'll still get plenty of fish eating if you're using 5X, which is what I've been using, and you'll do just fine. As far as nymph rigs go, I'm using still kind of a dark brown worm, a chocolate colored worm has been working well. Even in the lower flows, we're getting a few fish eating it, but that's kind of tapering off. I'm kind of switching over to eggs right now. Again, in pre-spawn, the fish are looking at a lot of eggs, and we're getting fish on it. So I'm using eggs, like an apricot or an orange, pretty small. Pheasant tails in a size 16 and down. Fish are still feeding on PMDs, so that pheasant tail, just a plain old pheasant tail, doesn't have to be beadhead, no flashback, just a plain old pheasant tail has been working fantastic for me. You can also do Jujubatus in the PMD colors, in the Baetis colors. The fish are still going to eat those, but if you want to simplify your life, go with a pheasant tail. And then I'm also doing scuds in olive and orange. Fish are eating those. Of course, the orange can be taken sometimes as an egg, so it kind of does double duty there. Little midges, been using size 22, 24 noon midge. It's kind of a new fly to me. I don't know if it's been around for a while or not, but it's one I recently discovered, and I've been loving it, and more importantly, the fish have been loving it. You can also use a bling midge or pure midge larva. Anything real small, kind of olive or black. Not black, brown. Olive or brown has been working really well down there, and fish have really been feeding on those significantly in the morning. Then in the afternoon, they're going more towards the blue-winged olive and PMD bugs, and RS2s have been working really well. A gray RS2 and a 20 has been catching a lot of fish for me. So that's been pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Any little midge will work. Crystal Flash midge, Black Beauties, Mercury midge, all of those flies have been catching a lot of fish for us. Just kind of switch it up. If you're not catching any fish, make sure you're just. We've been using a lot of small stuff right now, so keep it small. Do keep a pheasant tail on there though. They've really been on those. But anything below that, keep it small, and you'll probably catch a lot of fish. Cheeseman emergers too. That's another good one. So anyway, that's the report for the South Platte. Boxwood Gulch, Longmeadow, still fishing fantastic. If you want to come out and fish the fall out there, it's been great. We do have higher water out there, but we've been catching a lot of fish. So now's the time to book a trip. Anyway, that's the report for this week, possibly this month. I'll keep you updated as I see changes. If we see the brown trout starting to spawn, I'll keep you updated on that. And otherwise, I'll see you out there. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, 5280angler.com. Follow me, Jeremy Hamilton Fly Fishing. See you out there.